Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look
Right, not now. It's at 175, yeah.
he probably can't even make 168 no more.
Right.
When you look at these fights, you know, especially
like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But, I see that weight class, I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's a tough fight. I don't know if Bud can overcome that. That's different. That's a lot. That's a lot to overcome. Height, reach, the speed of Benavidez coming downhill, the stamina, because this a guy that does get stronger as the fight goes also. So some of the advantages he had over Canelo, he wouldn't have at Benavidez. I think it will be a question if Benavidez can make the weight.
But yeah, I mean, if the fight comes up, the opportunity comes up, I would love that fight.
So you're saying 160 versus Crawford, you do it?
Oh, yeah.
Right after defeating Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford quickly responded to talk about David Benavidez, pointing out that Benavidez struggles to even make the 168-pound limit. The comment instantly had the boxing world buzzing. In an interview with Stephen Smith after the Canelo fight, Crawford was asked about the possibility of facing Benavidez next. That's when Crawford delivered a sharp reply, questioning whether Benavidez could even make the super middleweight weight class. His words spread fast, sparking reactions across social media and from boxing analysts everywhere.
But if you were at 168, when we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look
Right, not now. It's at 175, yeah.
he probably can't even make 168 no more.
Right.
When you look at these fights, you know, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, say, all right, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off. And I told him that a long time. I told him that when, before I fought his brother. I said, man, dude, you can fight, dude. You're going to do big things.
Crawford's bold comments only added more heat to the ongoing debate about his next opponent. Two big names from the MMA world, Henry Cejudo and Kamaru Usman, also weighed in. Both follow boxing closely, and they agreed on one key point. David Benavidez can make 168 pounds, in their view. The weight issue isn't what matters. What matters is seeing two top fighters face each other to prove who the real champion is. They made it clear, fans don't want excuses or delays. They just want the best against the best.
Hear me out here, Kamaru. Terence Crawford versus the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
I knew it was coming.
He was the mandatory for Canelo.
Oh,
Canelo.
my God. Relax.
What's up? The scariest guy in the division.
He's not in the division.
He said he could still make 168 pounds. The reason why he went up because nobody wants to fight him.
That's a big, big dude. And to be honest, Terence Crawford's 37 years old.
It's about merit. Could I get to the generational talent, as he said, with Manny Pacquiao? He's an 8-division world champ.
If it ain't no big name, Terence, do what you do.
As the debate over his future continued, Crawford took the stage at his post-fight press conference and sent a strong message to his critics. He reminded everyone how often he had been written off, called overrated, or dismissed as a nobody. But after taking apart Canelo, those same critics had nothing left to say. Speaking with confidence and clear satisfaction, Crawford asked what more anyone could possibly hold against him now. His words carried the weight of dominance, showing he knew the boxing world had shifted firmly in his favor.
You hear that? Which do you think means
all
the most?
All of it. It all goes hand in hand.
Can you describe what it all means to you to have? You just made like a whole resume of stuff tonight.
It means a lot to me because, anybody can be a nobody, like I said, and that's all they say I've been fighting is nobodies. So what can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
You can say congratulations.
That's it. What can you say?
David Benavidez didn't stay quiet after Crawford's jab. He dismissed the claim about not making 168, saying the real issue wasn't weight. It was division. From his point of view, Crawford has no place questioning him since they don't even fight in the same class. Benavidez, who considers himself a natural 175-pounder, made it clear he has his own plans and path ahead. To him, Crawford's remarks sounded more like noise than substance, more like a way to avoid a dangerous challenge than a real question of his ability.
I mean, this was a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, you know, I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, you know, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But, you know, I see that weight class, you know, I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm.
Still, Crawford's remarks sparked a new wave of speculation. Many began to wonder if Benavidez was avoiding the matchup altogether. While Crawford's side claimed he struggles with weight, Benavidez appeared more interested in other opponents. Reports even suggested he was already targeting Dimitri Bivol, a dangerous contender in the higher divisions that left fans asking the big question, is Benavidez ducking Crawford? Or is he simply chasing fights that make more sense for his career?
Even though he hasn't been at 60, there's no big names at 60. 68, maybe the Benavidez fight. That's a tough fight for Bud. I ain't gonna lie. That's a tough fight. Benavidez ain't no joke. Yeah, that's a tough fight. I don't know if Bud can overcome that. That's different. That's a lot. That's a lot to overcome. Height, reach, the speed of Benavidez coming downhill, the stamina, because this a guy that does get stronger as the fight goes also. So some of the advantages he had over Canelo, he wouldn't have at Benavidez. I think it will be a question if Benavidez can make the weight. I know he's been there 75 recently.
Meanwhile, talk of a Crawford-Benavidez showdown kept building behind the scenes. Coach Breadman, a respected voice in boxing, revealed that serious interest in the fight does exist. He hinted that Al Heyman himself is looking closely at the matchup, suggesting that forces bigger than the fighters may be driving it forward. That revelation only added more fuel to the fire. In boxing, when someone like Heyman takes an interest, what once seemed like fantasy can quickly become reality.
You know, I think David's too big for Terence Crawford. I think Terence Crawford will be like 38 years old, you know? I mean, it will not be the same as Canelo, man. We know David comes in and throws a lot of punches and put the pressure. And no disrespect to Terence Crawford, he's the best pound for pound. He's in the books to do history. He did something that nobody could do. But at the end of the day, we're talking about the Mexican monster, you know? David's young, strong, super big for Terence Crawford. And, you know, even Terence Crawford said that Kavalaskis or whatever.
As the buzz grew, David Benavidez's father and trainer, Jose Benavidez Sr., shared his perspective. He gave Crawford credit for his skills and accomplishments, but quickly turned to a warning. Yes, Crawford beat Canelo, but according to him, David is a whole different kind of threat. Jose described his son's power as devastating and made it clear that facing Benavidez wouldn't be anything like facing Canelo. In his words, Crawford would be up against a Mexican monster at his peak, and the outcome would look very different from what fans just witnessed. His message was part protection, part promotion, painting David as the real danger in the division.
Canelo,
Turkey dropped.
You know, people are talking about it.
Turkey hinted at that. He was like Benavidez.
Yeah, he
Turkey.
did.
So
Turkey just posted that this morning, wondering if Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No,
we ain't doing that fight. Maybe planning on vacating the belts.
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. You know, we just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
Madness.
And he don't want none.